All right, everybody, what's going on? Good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. What is going on? Yeah, we got to talk about this one for a little bit. We got to talk about these Washington Huskies, even though obviously the air is out of the balloon with this crew. So I kind of feel like I'm going through the motions. I kind of feel like it's just playing the string out because you can't forfeit, but they're still going to play the game, and I'm still going to talk about it. I'm still going to watch it. I'm still going to stream it tomorrow at 4 p.m. And I'm going to hope the team does well, but I got to admit, after what I saw last week, where this Huskies team found a way to lose to a team whose best quarterback was their punter, it's hard to really get up for even a game like this where you still expect them to win in dominating fashion. Be right back. Before we go any further, I want to tell you a little bit about my friends over at Sleeper, as well as get some picks in. Are you using the Sleeper app this year for daily fantasy football? If not, you are missing out. Let's just take a look over on the left side of the screen now. Look at all the fun stuff you can get up to over there. Look at all the great stuff you can pick on. Let's get some picks in for this week. I've got Chan with an anytime touchdown against Washington. I've got Josh Allen with 2 or more passing touchdowns against Tampa Bay. Cooper Kupp revenge game against the Rams over 29.5 receiving yards, and Ashton Jeanty with over 58.5 rushing yards against Dallas. So get on over to Sleeper, use promo code SBN, and you'll get up to $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today. Get your picks in and test your football knowledge. All right, so yeah, Washington, big favorites again, playing a team with only 2 wins again, team that doesn't really do much of anything right now again. It feels familiar, and it's one of those things where if the team loses, it's the end of the world, fire everybody, big disaster, blah, 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 blah. And if they win, it's like, who cares? So what? You're supposed to win. You're supposed to win big. By the way, you were supposed to win big last week so that a game like this actually meant a little something. And I understand that Washington is still fighting for a better season than the season they had last year. They can still get to 8 wins very reasonably. They can still, I don't even want to say play with Oregon in the last game of the year because I don't think that's a realistic possibility, but you still got stuff to play for. But it's definitely one of those things where it's hard to get it up for a game like this. So, like I said, Purdue, they won their first 2 games of the year against easy competition, and ever since then, they've been blown out by teams like Notre Dame. They got beat by Rutgers. They got beat by they play. I think they got beat by USC earlier this year, and a lot of these games have not been close. However, one second. Sorry about that. Had to answer my phone. But yeah, they don't really do anything right. However, one thing that I want to say, their last 2 games, they have been pretty competitive against Michigan and Ohio State. So they are not just laying down and taking their bad season. They are actually getting up and fighting a bit. And they didn't get completely destroyed by Ohio State, although they did lose. And Michigan was a 1-score game. And those are 2 teams that Washington has already lost to this year. So you'll have to forgive me if I'm not completely buying the fact that Washington having an easy win. It is at home, so I do expect to win. But then I look at all the injuries we have, and it's really built up. And in college football, I feel like it's a little bit easier to not notice how injured a team is. But there is a long, long list of guys that are not right now. And while some of them may play, there is a lot going on with this team beyond just, oh, they lack heart or they're not as good as we thought. They are weakened by the circumstances of this game. So look, I'm going to turn on the game tomorrow afternoon. Like I said, I'm going to be streaming it, and my plan is to watch the team get a win, but I'm a little bit wary. That Wisconsin team legitimately could not pass the ball. They couldn't move the ball offensively at all, really. They blew so many opportunities to score after getting good drives. Their one touchdown drive started inside the 10-yard line, and you still found a way to lose that game. So at this point, I'm kind of like, nothing's really going to surprise me that much. So yeah, it's just, I'm sorry to sound so down, but I think Huskies fans out there are going to get it. If you're a Huskies fan watching this video right now, you know that the energy is just not there. And short of beating Oregon in the last game of the year, nothing they do is going to really bring the energy back. It's gone, and you're not bringing it back. Whatever aspirations you had for this team to end up having a really good year, a special year, which felt in reach last week, it's just gone. And the dark cloud that's hovering over this program right now is not going away, especially with last week. Now, one thing that did happen this week, I guess, is that Jedd Fisch came out and made some fairly definitive comments about the rumors that he might be looking to move to a different team in the offseason, and he said all the right things, but does it really matter that much? And are we even sad if he does go? Or would we be sad to see him go? Because I see the comments, I see the people talking on social media. There's a lot of Huskies fans out there that would be happy to see Jedd Fisch go to Florida right now. So maybe it's not even really a dark cloud. I don't know. But there's also a part of me that's like, you're rebuilding a program that was starting at basically square one. This is year 2. You're probably going to have an 8-win season. You do have a lot of recruiting to do, but Jedd Fisch. I'm sorry, I struggle with the name. Jedd Fisch is known for being a great recruiter. So that's probably a guy you want to have around if you're trying to rebuild, but there's a lot of smoke around the idea that he's moving on, and there's evidence that he may not be a great in-game coach. Obviously, what happened last week has alienated a lot of these fans. A lot of these fans, or I don't want to say a lot, but a decent chunk of the fan base feels like last week was a byproduct of the fact that everyone knows he's gone in the offseason, so they don't really care. And maybe that's true. There's not a lot that can explain what happened last week, and maybe that is something that explains it. There's really not much of anything that can explain this team scoring effectively 3 points on Wisconsin. I don't care about the weather. I don't care about injuries. We scored basically 3 points on Wisconsin. So anybody out there who feels like that was a byproduct of the fact that we're losing our coach at the end of the year and these players are just kind of over it, I don't blame you. You might not be right, but I certainly can't blame you, and you might be right. Hard to know. But it's hard to get past that kind of stuff to just think about one game. I'm going to do it tomorrow, and I'm going to hope that things go well, but it's a little bit tough right now. Let me tell you about my dad's medal. Be right back. Hey everybody, Seahawks Brendan Nelson here to show you some really cool steel art for the 50th anniversary of the Seahawks and a Mariners medallion too, like the ones pictured above my head. My dad, aka Metal Hawk, has met over 300 Seahawks, dozens of Mariners, and some Sonics in his time, and now he's making unique steel art, special edition, and it can be yours for a donation directly to Fans for Good. Click the Facebook link down below for complete instructions. Back to the video. All right, guys. See you guys later. Bow down to Washington, but hard to get invested at this moment. See ya.